predicting who will win the Women's Money in the Bank. Number 8. Lana. Many people were surprised when Lana qualified for the Money in the Bank, as she is a member of the women's division who's barely featured in the ring, mainly used as a manager or in backstage segments. However, given the popularity of Rusev Day, Lana has also gained a boost from it, and the WWE Universe has certainly got behind her, which is likely why WWE decided to include her in the match. But with that said, it is still very unlikely that it will be Lana Day at Money in the Bank, as she is still very green in the ring and is nowhere near ready to become the women's champion. And while WWE does have an ear to make the cash-in happen, this seems like a risk the company won't be taking. Number 7. Ember Moon. Unlike Lana, Ember Moon is fantastic in the ring and is one of the very best wrestlers on the roster, so it wouldn't be for a lack of wrestling skills that she doesn't win the briefcase, but simply because there's a lack of character development so far. Since moving up to WWE, the former NXT Women's Champion hasn't really had much to do except work random matches on Raw in tag teams, which has meant the fans haven't fully got behind her yet, like they did in NXT. Having Ember Moon in the match makes sense due to her talent, and it will help build her in the eyes of the main roster fans. But what she really needs is a feud to get sucked into so people can learn a little bit more about her, rather than just seeing her as a good wrestler. Number 6. Charlotte Flair. At this point, everyone knows that Charlotte Flair is the very best women's wrestler in the company, and one of the best wrestlers period. Because of that, any match she is in, people will expect her to win, but Charlotte really doesn't need the briefcase. It could make for an interesting story to see her win and cash in on Carmella to regain her title, but the briefcase could do so much more for another wrestler, as everyone knows that Charlotte will eventually get it back and be top of the card. However, having her in the match certainly adds plenty of quality to it, as everyone knows she'll put out all the stops, potentially hitting a moonsault from a ladder. No matter what, having her in a match makes it a bigger deal, but she doesn't need to pick up the win in this one. Number 5. Naomi. Naomi should really add some athleticism to this year's Money in the Bank, and there's no doubt there will be a crazy spot in the match for her as well. Since losing her women's championship, Naomi has struggled to get back into the title picture, and winning the briefcase could be a unique way of putting her back in that role. She is certainly talented and popular enough to reclaim the women's title, and it's just a case of waiting for her time to come around again, but picking up the briefcase would at least give Naomi something to do during that time. Unfortunately, there are several other people in the match that are more likely to capture the briefcase than her, but if WWE wanted to pull out a surprise victor, then Naomi would make a sensible choice. Number 4. Sasha Banks. It's been a while since the Boss was on top of WWE's women's division, dating all the way back to her epic feud with Charlotte Flair, and now would be a good time to put Sasha Banks back at the forefront of WWE building into the summer. Everyone is patiently waiting for Banks to turn heel and really embrace the Boss character that everyone loved in NXT when she was one of the very best heels in WWE, and become Miss Money in the Bank. Cashing in can be a great way to turn someone heel, and if WWE waits and books Bayley to become a champion only for Sasha to cash in on her best friend, then the company will have a money feud on its hands. Number 3. Alexa Bliss. In terms of character, the Money in the Bank briefcase would suit Alexa Bliss better than anybody in this match. As a sneaky heel, it would perfectly suit the goddess to weasel her way back into the title picture by using the briefcase to do so, and that will only enhance her character even further. Bliss has dominated the title scene for the past 2 years on both SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw, so a break from the top might be in order, but given how well she thrived in that role, there would likely be no complaints in seeing her become champion once more. Little Miss Bliss would be able to cut some killer promos as Miss Money in the Bank, and letting her hold onto it and tease a cash-in could be incredibly entertaining. While she might not dominate the match itself, seeing her sneak up the ladder to win it wouldn't be a shock. Number 2. Natalia. Natalia's ranking so high on this list comes from a lot of speculation over what WWE is going to do in regards to the Raw Women's Championship match between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, with many fans believing it is too soon for Rousey to become champion. However, it's also too soon for Ronda to be picking up clean losses. There has been plenty of rumors swirling that Rousey may very well become the champion, only for her to lose the title straight away to a cash-in from her supposed best friend, Natalia. It is clear WWE is planning the scenes for a feud between Natty and Ronda, something which would be very beneficial to the former UFC star, but it would also be a good way to resolve the Raw Women's Championship match and create a major moment in Money in the Bank history with such a fast cash-in for the first time in the women's division. Number 1. Becky Lynch. While Natalia picking up the victory might make sense to solve the issue that WWE created for itself in the first place, the person who would benefit from the briefcase the most right now is Becky Lynch. The Irish last kicker has not been given enough to do for an incredibly long time, despite how insanely talented she is, and now is the time to change that. And a Money in the Bank win is the right way to go, as it would give her something to talk about up until she cashed in. WWE has positioned her well on SmackDown too, picking up a clean win over Charlotte recently, meaning she has plenty of momentum heading into the match that would only continue if she wins at the pay-per-view.